Are you my Uber?
Yeah, I've been.
It has been a rough couple of days. We started the week out with having some issues with our solar system. We identified the problems, ordered the parts that we needed. We've been getting by just fine using the generator. We knew there was going to be some speed bumps, some challenges. Somewhere in the middle of this happened. So in the middle of all of our challenges this week, Rhett had to have surgery yesterday. He had to have a rod put in his leg. It's not my leg. I've been kind of messing around with everybody on Instagram, but it in fact is not my leg, which is a big deal because had I broke my leg, we would be in a tight spot. So, but that being said, Rhett's my right-hand man. He, we had some pretty big plans. We had a couple of snow machines we were wanting to get and go back and explore the back part of the Forest Service just above our property, as well as above our place. I got the drone out yesterday. I bought a really nice new drone, flew the drone, got some really good footage for the first time of where I want to put this cabin. Our plan was to go back there on snow machines and cut some trees down and get ready for spring and summer when we would likely build that cabin. But Monday morning we ran out of water. So Cedar made the comment to me that, it's one thing to get by with using the generators and living without lights in evenings, things like that. It's not that big of a deal. We figured that out. We've done that. It's a whole nother thing to not have running water. So Tuesday morning, same day as Rhett's surgery, I got on the phone, panicked, called the right people, ordered the right parts. I got an inverter shipped out overnight. And by the way, this is all because of weather. This is all because of the one constant that I knew we would fight figuring this stuff out, which is the Idaho weather. I knew Idaho weather was going to be a challenge. I knew that it's unpredictable, and I knew stuff like this was going to happen. And personally, I'm glad it happened now when there's 18 inches, 15 inches of snow on the ground versus in March or April when there's 4 feet of snow on the ground. So I'm now going to wire up this DC to AC converter and then plug it into my generator and I just want to make sure that the water tank up on the hill is 100% full. We're still having some issues with the solar system, but I need to make sure that my wife and kids have water, that toilets flush, that we can take hot showers, things like that. So this DC to AC converter was required for us to do this. The old saying that when it rains, it pours has never been more true than the last week of our lives. Naturally, when you're living completely off-grid, your solar system requires the sun to do its job. When the sun hasn't come out long enough to charge the battery bank for 4 days, the backup generator does its job. This is a best case scenario. Unfortunately, we've had a few challenges this week with our solar system. No big deal. We have a backup generator for the backup generator. We're getting by waiting for the parts to show up. But just when I think I've got everything figured out, I'm reminded that our well system, which is powered by a completely separate solar system, has also not had enough sun in the last 4 days to do its job and refill the tank, so we're out of water. In the middle of this, my 15-year-old son, Rhett, broke his leg. If I recall correctly, your Uncle Stuart and I pooled our money and spent $8 on a wheelchair that was at a garage sale in the local neighborhood back home. And we spent the next 2 months becoming experts in the art of the wheelchair weenie. You didn't know your husband was so skilled, did you?
Oh, it just spilled. You have a mustache. What do you need?
Do you want to tell your joke again? No? You just want to sleep? I told you that was the best sleep of your life. Uncle Kelly said it's his favorite. It's the only time he ever sleeps.
Uncle Kelly's my favorite.
Oh.
After getting about 15 inches of fresh snow, the kids did what kids do, got the tubes out, got the sleds out, and started playing. At some point that wasn't enough, and they started dragging each other around on the inner tube behind the four-wheeler. Rhett learned the hard way that his leg is not as hard as the maple tree that he bounced off of. During this time, I was busy trying to get the tire chains strapped on the snowplow, and then Rhett showed up with a broken leg. It just seemed like things couldn't get any worse.
May you always find your way to higher ground. May you always keep your head held up high. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Just the sight of you when I'm at my weakest point makes a world of difference, oh, you make me strong. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Ordering a cup of love, feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. You're the first thing in the morning and the last. Baby, you're my future and you are my past. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Ordering a cup of love, feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong.
Things always seem much worse than they really are when you're in the middle of it. With the stress of not having water, the stress of our solar system not working properly, and in the middle of this, my 15-year-old son breaks his leg, I got pretty upset. While on one hand, I'm glad he didn't bounce off the tree with his head like his father more than likely would have done, I still don't want him to have long-term problems from his injury. Even without power, we continued to move forward.
Is it motion sensor? Hold the board. The snake?
No,
Ryan's is.
we feel like our kids are.
You just put your hand through it and it turns on.
We don't want to enable our kids that much. I continued to work on getting the cabinets installed. I just bought plywood instead of MDF, so it should last. So that I could get a sink installed and give my wife the best case scenario of a kitchen when we get the water turned back on. Once we get the shallow well and the solar panels fixed, the next step will be the concrete countertops. In the meantime, the entire valley is covered in fog. Where we are at the ranch, we're 1,000 feet higher than town.
Yeah, both feet in one boot there.
Going skiing. This is the difference of 6'5" versus 5'4", right? Okay, stop.
You still look hot. So most of the time when the town is under fog, we are not. I ran the drone up in the air, and I was able to get some pretty good footage of what it looks like down in town compared to where we're at. This time of year, the fog can be so bad, it can lead to some pretty major accidents, and it has in the past. Cheyenne mentioned that she missed the turnoff to our road a couple times. Good. Meet the newest member of our family.